Sorry, I forgot that the camera stops at 30 minutes. But I'm gonna tell this story really quick and then I'll let you go. And then we'll see what happens if I tell the story time or not. But do you guys remember the Sidekick? It was so cool. Paris Hilton made it cool. And you could only get the Sidekick on one specific carrier, and I worked for this carrier in 2012 was when I got fired. No, hired. In 2015 is when I got fired. Or let go. But you're not gonna hurt my feelings. I got fired. And yeah, and I kind of mentioned when I worked there to my boss, because my boss had worked there, I think she said she had been there like 7 or 8 years before me. So she totally worked at the center when this happened, right? So I kind of mentioned it to her. I was like, oh, hey, Emily, did you work here when that whole Paris Hilton Sidekick hacking thing happened? And she goes, oh my gosh, that happened at this center. And I said, no, it didn't. And she's like, yeah, I know the representative that she was talking to. He got fired. And I said, what? And she told me the story. Now, if y'all want to hear the story, it's different than, it's not that juicy. And it's hearsay, obviously, because it's me telling you the story from my manager. But, I remember that day so well because Perez Hilton posted her address book on his website, and I swear I called Ashley Simpson, I called Mary Kate and Ashley, I called Jessica Simpson, I called everybody and anybody on that list, and I promise you, I think I got Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen's voicemail. I think Ashley Simpson, Nicole Richie, who else? Like a bunch of people knew that their phone numbers had gotten out and they had changed them pretty quick. And obviously Paris's phone number changed pretty quick. But yeah, I think that whole incident kind of blew up into how much information is being shared with them. You know what I mean? And back then, when the Sidekick was on this network, you could see everything on the back end. You could see photos, you could see text, you could see phone calls. Ooh, should I tell you all the juice I know about like what these carriers do with their apps? I don't know. I might get in trouble because that's like an insider thing. But if you have a phone with one of the big carriers and you keep that carrier's application on your phone, just be very careful what you do, because with the carrier that I worked for, they made this like switch in the user agreement while I was working there. So when you downloaded the updated app onto your phone, you were accepting these terms and conditions that were allowing the mobile carrier to access to access your call log, your text messages, to see like information about, I don't want to say like, we couldn't see actual photos, but we could see how many photos you've had on the phone, so that like if it was a space issue or a memory issue, we could say, hey, I'm seeing you have 5 gigabytes of photos on your phone and you have 0 gigabytes of free space. You need to get rid of these photos, or you need to back them up somewhere. And you know what I mean? So it was for like troubleshooting, but it made me nervous to the point that I never downloaded the carrier apps to my phone because of that. It also allowed us to log into the phone remotely with the customer's permission and troubleshoot the phone that way, but the data service had to be really strong for it to work. It took forever. I don't even know if they still use it. I know they were kind of migrating when I got fired, but I don't even know if I'll include this in the video, but yes. And oh yeah, and I have so many stories from the call center. I should just make that a whole different video. I talked to Gail King, Oprah's BFF, but I didn't realize it until after. And then I also talked to, no, wait, did I? My, the person sitting next to me was talking to Jermaine Dupri's assistant, and they were on this little island off of Florida and they couldn't get any service, so they were troubleshooting with the assistant. I remember that. Who else did they say they talked to? I don't think I can remember anybody else, but I'll make a video about that. I'm trying to think if there's like any. There was some like crazy stories. I didn't get that many like bad customers, but my friends on my teams would tell me about some of the stuff people would say to them, and it's like harassment on some levels, but like we were just told to deal with it. I don't know, this is gonna turn into the longest video and I'm already like 6 minutes over my mark, but yeah. I'll end the video here. That's a good idea for my next video. Tales from the call center and then maybe tales from the restaurant, because I got some Karen stories. Because I worked in the restaurant like a long time, from the time I was 17 all through college, and then I went and worked for the tech support, and then I went back to the restaurant, and then I worked in advertising, and now I'm just trying to be a stunt queen on YouTube. I should add that to my resume. Okay, that's enough talking. I will film those videos because I'm getting excited talking about it, so I hope y'all are getting to be excited to hear about it. And this is almost like a trailer, like a teaser, so y'all will come back if you remember to come back. But anyway, okay, thanks for hanging out. I've been trying to like think of a good outro for my videos, and it's gonna go something along the lines of, you know, like appreciate a little moment of your day, so when you look back, you don't regret that you didn't appreciate one of those small moments of every single day. All right, thanks for hanging out. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.